It's time for our daily dose of cope, and we have Tasha Spotson at the correspondence desk today. There are so many faces to get to, and you can see she is enjoying a yummy face today. Let's jump into some of these stories. Poor and disabled MAGA will forever baffle me, just like Latino MAGA, just like Black MAGA. But poor and disabled MAGA, I don't know why they think that he would give a damn. Anyways, let's talk about this Facebook post from Stephanie Baker. She says, I'll admit it, I voted last election after years of saying my vote wouldn't matter. Between the choices we were given, I chose Trump. And now I regret it. And to that I say good. My husband and I worked our whole lives, paid into the system like we were supposed to. Now we're both disabled, can't work, and we're struggling just to survive. Our home is paid off, thankfully, but we're behind on land taxes because they don't take payments. Our power bill is through the roof. We get SNAP, but now I'm reading Trump wants to ban processed foods and sugar on SNAP. If that happens, we won't even be able to afford food for the month. Let's be real. Healthy, non processed foods cost more than we get in benefits for the entire month. And on top of that, they're trying to force everyone to pay back student loans while foreigners come here and get free education. Other countries help their citizens. We get punished for getting sick, for needing help, for trying to survive. So, did I make the wrong choice for voting for Trump? 100% yes. But looking at the other option, was there ever really a right one? Yes, there was, because there was another option with a woman who was going to try to help with student loans and try to continue what Biden was doing. She wouldn't have turned this situation around to start garnishing wages like Trump is doing. She wouldn't have been cutting funds for SNAP and cutting out social safety nets like the Republicans. The Republicans don't give a damn about poor people, about disabled people. They don't give a damn about families. So this is what you voted for, Stephanie Baker. You went years without voting, and then you voted for this person who doesn't give a damn about disabled people. Now I want to talk about this post from the Leopards Ate My Face subreddit. So this person titled it, Rashida Tlaib, who would not endorse Kamala Harris, is upset Trump is doing what he promised and about the news that the U.S. will occupy Gaza. So here's the tweet from Rashida Tlaib, who would not endorse Kamala Harris. War criminal Netanyahu has announced a plan to forcibly expel and ethnically cleanse the entire Palestinian population, flatten and annex Gaza. This comes after 64 days of blocking food and aid. This was always their plan. The U.S. is an accomplice in this genocide. And this is where they are. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know because we didn't get a chance. But I highly doubt that Kamala Harris would have been doing this. But this is where we are. In this article, U.S. proposes temporary administration to oversee post-war Gaza, sources say. And let's not forget that Jared Kushner and his daddy want to be part of the rebuilding of Gaza for Trump Gaza, or whatever they're going to call it. They want to steal this land. I highly doubt that Dems would have been stealing these people's land. But I digress because that's not our reality. These people who did all the protest votes and the non-votes, this is what you wanted, obviously. And that brings me to these people, the uncommitted people, the rally against Kamala Harris or Biden, whoever was running at the time, people. Pro-Palestinian activists gave Trump a boost. They have no regrets. They have no regrets. Since returning to office, Trump has said he wants to clean out the Gaza Strip, send Palestinians to Egypt or Jordan, and construct a Mara Gaza on the Mediterranean. He's lifted Biden-era restraints on Israel, including a hold on the supply of 2,000-pound bombs, and while he has secured the releases of hostages, he has not brought an end to the war, despite promising to do so. In fact, the humanitarian situation in Gaza has grown only more dire on his watch. Israel has expanded its attacks, and aid to Palestinian civilians has been blocked for nearly 2 months. Food that was stockpiled during the ceasefire at the start of the year is running out, with international health officials warning of worsening malnutrition among children. The record in the aggregate has been one of more conflict and suffering, and it raises the obvious question of whether pro-Palestine voters and groups who call for opposing or abstaining from supporting Joe Biden and Kamala Harris over their handling of the war feel even a tinge of regret? For the most part, the answer is clear. No, they feel no regret in what they did. It was worth it because we got to continue centering what was happening in Gaza, says Layla Elabed, the co founder of Uncommitted, which declined to endorse Harris and encouraged people to vote their conscience. Asked if she feels any guilt about Trump's win, Elabed said that what frustrates her was their months of activism ultimately wasn't enough to save lives. So she won't say yes or no if she feels any guilt about this because these people did help boost Trump. We spent a year as Democrats warning the party that our communities like Dearborn were grieving and attending funeral after funeral. Our party leaders offered spin instead of change. And now I'm wondering how many more funerals they're attending now. Okay, let's keep it moving. Now we have Iranian MAGA. So this person titled this one Iranian MAGA supporter upset about Donald Trump renaming the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Gulf. Okay, here's her tweet from Neil Berg. No one, I repeat, no one can take an inch from our homeland, Iran. Do not mess with Iranians, not even you, Trump. I want Trump 1.0 back. Long live Iran, long live the Pahlavi dynasty, long live the Persian Gulf. So she has, she wants Trump 1.0 because he was so, he was so great. I don't know what's wrong with these people. All right, let's move off of the Middle East. So this is titled, Yes, I voted for Trump. No, we can't let Trump cut funding for my child. My child. So Kaylee Cox posted on Facebook saying, I'm actually appalled that Trump is cutting funding for early childhood education. Buck's IU Head Start was amazing for Tanner to prepare him for kindergarten. Please click the link and send a message to our senators and congressmen. I'm genuinely starting to regret my vote if Trump's presidency affects my child's education. And it's extremely upsetting that some teachers may lose their jobs without the Head Start program. She will only regret it if her child is affected, if her family is impacted. Everybody else was supposed to have their faces eaten, not my kid, not mine. I can't stand people like this. The person that posted this in the Leopards Ate My Face says, this person specifically moved his family to a red state last year to save them from corrupt Democrats that don't care about American values. He posted this last night. Our town showed up and spoke in opposition of Clean Spark and the preliminary approval of the Bitcoin mine in city limits. However, I left there feeling disgusted and disheartened. Our mayor is not working for us and probably already cashed his check in. He instead encouraged all of us to go visit the site in Georgia. He has already decided, but we will not be silenced. We are talking about them putting their largest plant in our town on 50 acres, less than 2 miles from 4 of our schools, and across from our hospital. This will affect every aspect of our lives for residents in the city and county. Noise and light pollution 24/7, using a ton of electricity contamination, creek runoff, health concerns, especially facing kids with sensory issues, electronic waste, lots and lots of it, and no regulation or noise ordinances in place. Lord help us. I'm praying for our community because this will be devastating if it passes. I had no idea that there were actual Bitcoin mines. No clue. Donald Trump's relationship with Clean Spark primarily revolves around his support for Bitcoin mining industry and his desire to see it flourish in the United States. Here's a breakdown of their connection. Trump's support for Bitcoin mining, meeting with Clean Spark executives. Trump met with executives from Clean Spark along with other major Bitcoin mining companies like Riot Platforms at his Mar-a-Lago resort. Made in the USA, Bitcoin, he expressed, is his desire for all remaining Bitcoin to be mined within the US. Positive view on miners. He reportedly believes that Bitcoin miners contribute to stabilizing the US electrical grid energy supply, and he sees Bitcoin mining as a potential last line of defense against central bank digital currency. This is interesting. I had no idea that this was a thing. One thing I do know is that environmental racism does impact Black and Brown people. And I'm going to use this Leopards Ate My Face video as a way to bring attention to this article from Politico because I know it will get eyeballs. So this is titled, How Come I Can't Breathe? Musk Data Company Draws a Backlash in Memphis. The company's turbines, enough to power 280,000 homes, run without emission controls in an area that leads Tennessee in asthma hospitalizations. I really do hope that you share this story. It says Elon Musk's artificial intelligence company is belching smog forming pollution into an area of South Memphis that already leads the state in emergency department visits for asthma. None of the 35 methane gas turbines that help power xAI's massive supercomputer is equipped with pollution controls typically required by federal rules. The company has no Clean Air Act permits. In just 11 months since the company arrived in Memphis, xAI has become one of Shelby County's largest emitter of smog-producing nitrogen oxides, according to calculations by environmental groups whose data has been reviewed by Politico's E&E News. The plant is an area whose air is already considered unhealthy due to smog. The turbines spew nitrogen oxides, also known as NOx-X, or NOx, I'm not sure, at an estimated rate of 1,200 to 2,000 tons a year, far more than any gas-fired power plant across the street or the oil refinery down the road. That's according to the calculations used by Southern Environmental Law Center, a nonpartisan legal advocacy group that focuses on the South, which used turbine manufacturer spec sheets to estimate xAI's annual emissions and compare them with the pollution that the other South Memphis plants have reported to the Environmental Protection Agency's National Emissions Inventory. The turbines were necessary to get a third version of the company's AI chatbot up and running in time. Musk said at the product's launch in February, adding, "We have generators on one side of the building, just trailer after trailer of generators until we can get the utility power to come in." He has not publicly addressed the pollution concerns and did not respond to requests for comment about the turbines powering the plant and their lack of pollution controls. Just 3 miles away is Boxtown, a secluded neighborhood that officially became part of the city of Memphis in 1968, the year that Reverend Martin Luther King was assassinated at the Lorraine Motel downtown. While annexation had come with the promise of connecting Boxtown to municipal utilities, many homes still had no running water or sewage service as late as the 1970s. Today, this part is the part I wanted you to hear. Today, more than 90% of residents living in Boxtown zip code are Black, with the median household income of $36,000, according to the Census Bureau. It's also home to more than 17 industrial facilities, some of which share an industrial park with xAI that release enough toxic pollution to require registration with EPA's toxic release inventory. So they are poor and they are Black and they have all of these industrial parks here for the environmental racism to keep polluting Black people. So like I said, I'm putting this with the Leopards Ate My Face for a reason, especially those people that I just talked about. They're concerned about these people coming in and doing Bitcoin mining where Black people are used to these types of things happening. And these types of things need to be fought back against. So I know that I ended on kind of a serious note, so I'm offering you a screenshot of C is for Coffee 2 from Cookie Monster, who's eating a cookie and drinking a cup of coffee. Please go off and find a cookie and a cup of coffee and enjoy yourself. I will not say I apologize for it, but like I said, I wanted to get that news out there because Politico literally just dropped that, and Black Memphis needs some eyes and ears on this story because other people may not be reporting on it. So join the conversation, share the story, like, comment, and share. And if you're a content creator, please make your own video on this as well. All right, y'all.